Let's talk about something that's a little bit more enlightening. I've got two stories lined up, and they're rather short articles talking about how some kids were saved from abduction, basically. One story in Ohio and one story in Georgia. And I saw this story was being shared around on Facebook, and I thought to myself, well, actually, it was a meme that was showing the title of one of these stories, and the text was saying, "Why doesn't the mainstream media make this go nationwide as far as the knowledge of it goes?" And I thought to myself, you know what? I ought to do an effort to try and raise awareness to these stories myself. Do my small part, even though I don't get a whole lot of viewership.
The reason I would say that the mainstream isn't making these things more noticeable front page news and whatnot, because a lot of people are commenting with conspiracy level stuff. The reason mainstream media doesn't bring this stuff up as far as main page issues, you have to see this stuff, is one very easy and simple reason. It doesn't sow the division that the mainstream media wants. And I realize I'm essentially using something else that can sound conspiratorial to prove my point. But let's be honest, division.
That's not really conspiratorial. I mean, let's be honest. Media is very divisive. It's a generally known fact.
Right. But that's what brings in the views, is if you're divisive as fuck and you get people to argue and scream at each other.
Right.
And it makes, basically, if you can sow division, it makes money, because your money is based on views. But the reason is because if they share a story that causes people to unify instead of divide, they won't make as much money.
Mm-hmm.
And
right.
That's why. It's. I don't think it's because everybody in CNN's a bunch of child raping pedophiles or anything like that. And it's just that these unifying stories don't make money.
U.S. Marshals locate 25 missing Northeast Ohio children in 20 days. That's a lot of kids for that short amount of time. About 1/4 of them are confirmed to be related to human trafficking or prostitution. Damn. Cleveland. The U.S. Marshals Service has announced a very promising start to its Operation Safety Net program to locate and recover missing children from Northeast Ohio. So far, 25 missing and endangered children have been recovered. The located children have been between the ages of 13 and 18. Children have been recovered in Cleveland, East Cleveland, Akron, Mansfield, Euclid, Willoughby, and as far away as Miami. Of these cases of missing...
this stuff's creepy, man. Some of them are globe spanning when you look into them.
Right. I'm sure they probably get shipped off to some... well, I won't say high profile, probably well renowned within the criminal world trafficking ring that is worldwide. Of these cases of missing children, about 1/4 of them are confirmed to be related to human trafficking or prostitution. Hashtag save our children, y'all. The U.S. Marshals
Save the children.
Yeah. The U.S. Marshals Service has been working with its state and local partners over the past 20 days to find missing children. United States Marshal Pete Elliott, Police Chief Calvin Williams, Sheriff David Schilling, East Cleveland Police Chief Scott Gardner, and Newburgh Heights Police Chief John Majoy, it's probably pronounced Mahoy, made the joint announcement about the recovered children in a release sent out on Thursday. U.S. Marshals and their local partners say they will continue to work over the next several weeks to bring more children to safety and return them to safe places. So that's 25 down, only about, 40,000 to go or something? I don't know. It's probably more than 40,000 as far as children trafficked. This is from WSBTV.com, a more local news site. And the last article that I read, it was a local news site too. But WSBTV says nearly 40 missing children rescued during Georgia sex trafficking bust. Atlanta. More than 36 children are now safe after being rescued during a sex trafficking bust involving state and federal agents. Okay. I do not know exactly how the breaking of the Constitution comes into play with federal agents getting involved, but I am going to say with utmost confidence that the Constitution probably doesn't have hardly any legal or moral bearing on whether or not that federal agents in general should get involved with this shit. So, constitutional arguments aside, this is righteous right here. No matter who it is that is making these sex trafficking busts.
I was gonna say, hell, I sent money to the guy that beat pedophiles to death with a hammer.
Oh yeah, the vigilante justice.
I sent money to that guy who beat pedophiles to death with a hammer.
No, I heard what you said, and I was just saying, oh yeah, vigilante justice for the win. Channel 2's Gwinnett County Bureau Chief Tony Thomas learned that the bust, dubbed Operation Not Forgotten, spanned 20 counties around Metro Atlanta. For 2 weeks, U.S. Marshals, fugitive hunters, and other agencies scoured North and Middle Georgia looking for missing and exploited children. In all, 26 endangered children were recovered and another 13 missing children were found. U.S. Marshals Service Director Donald Washington said that authorities fear the children were all already or potential victims of sex trafficking. So, good on them for busting these pedos from, abducting these children.
For real, homie, for real.
For real, yeah. These missing children were considered to be some of the most at-risk and challenging recovery cases in the area. Wait. We're all already... Yeah, it seems like in this particular story, the Georgia story here, there seems to be a higher percentage of these children that were involved with sex trafficking stuff or were being exploited for sex trafficking stuff as compared to the Ohio story here. Based on indications of high risk factors such as victimization of child sex trafficking, child exploitation, sexual abuse, physical abuse, and medical or mental health conditions, authorities said. Other children were located at the request of law enforcement to ensure their well-being. The operation spanned across 20 Georgia counties. Sources said children were found in Gwinnett, Fulton, Clayton, and Forsyth counties, among other places. 9 suspects were arrested.
And promptly murdered, hopefully.
Hopefully. Go ahead. Resist, child sex trafficker. Resist.
All I'm going to say is that pedophiles are not people.
Exactly. By all means, resist, sex trafficker. Resist. I dare you. Oh, you're resisting. You're resisting. Thank you. Dead.
Boom. Oh, he was resisting arrest, man. I had no choice.
Yeah, that was the excuse when really the moral intention was I wanted to kill a pedo. And if that's like really okay. In all reality, folks, I do not know if any of these officers really did have an itchy trigger finger, and much less successfully did kill any of these pedophilic sex traffickers right here. But nonetheless, it would have been a great, glorious story if that were actually the case. But I hope that all these suspects who are like contributing in this sex trafficking, I hope that they at least get life in prison, if not the death penalty. Fuck them. Fuck them. The suspects are now behind bars as state prosecutors step in to handle the cases and medical and social workers focus on helping traumatized kids. Get them to their parents. That would probably be the best health for their healthy thing to handle their trauma is get them back to their parents. I mean, especially if their parents actually do give a shit. If they don't give a shit, well then, yeah, it's probably not going to help. But get them to their parents so that maybe they can be cared for and hugged and kissed and whatnot.
Keep in mind, there's a real possibility with child sex trafficking criminals that the parents actually sold the kids. That isn't common, but it's not uncommon either. That's the problem with that.
I don't know. Maybe there should be an investigation, but I don't know. That point aside, though, one missing child is worth thousands in my mind. Indeed. of fugitives that we go out and get, Washington said. Georgia Attorney General Chris Carr said authorities will measure their success on how many lives that we have saved, and that will have a new and fresh start. Other major cities across the country have similar operations underway. Most of them have yet to be completed. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp issued a statement about the bust via Twitter Thursday night. Governor Brian Kemp and GA First Lady, and I applaud the work of law enforcement in Operation Not Forgotten. We'll continue to work around the clock to bring an end to human trafficking and ensure the perpetrators of this evil industry know they have no place in our state. And so that is, well, actually, wait. Okay, let's go through the arrests right here. The people arrested include Muradio Amos Bendelli, arrested in Port.
Muradeo Amos Bendel.
Okay. Excuse me, I'm more of a gringo than even you, trucker.
Pinche gringo no habla español.
Exactamento. Whatever. Arrested in Port St. Lucie, Florida. Warrant for rape out of Conyers, Georgia. Trey and Moore, DeKalb County, sex trafficking and probation violation warrants. James Garcia, arrested at a motel in Clearwater, Florida. Warrants out of Whitfield County, Georgia. Aggravated child molestation. Okay, yeah, definitely. Death. Your punishment as Judge Dredd here is death.
Preferably slow.
Aggravated sodomy and incest with a minor.
Jesus.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Anyway, Faye Smith, arrested at a motel in Clearwater, Florida. Warrant for probation violation. Sally Garcia, arrested at a motel in Clearwater, Florida. Interference with child custody. Zachary Bailey, arrested in Columbus, Georgia. Human trafficking, enticing of a minor for indecent purposes, and enticement of a minor for solicitation. Stanton Kazi, arrested in Jasper, Georgia. Registered sex offender, arrested for probation violation. This guy, probation. This guy shouldn't have been on probation. Okay.
He shouldn't be alive.
Definitely, if it's something involving children. Why is he being let out but put on probation? He shouldn't be let out in that case. Damn it. Kirk Waters, arrested in Newton County, Georgia. Felon in possession of a firearm. Okay, okay. Depending on what the felony is, that's not as bad. But Travante...
Well, he was connected to child trafficking.
Okay, yeah, he was involved in...
Keep in mind, every single one of these people is going to be getting new charges in relation to these arrests with child trafficking.
Good point, trucker, good point. Travante Sharif, arrested in Newton County, Georgia. Interference with custody and obstruction. And that is the end of the article. I almost cut it a little bit too short there, but that's the end of it, folks. Oh hey, you've made it to the end of the video. If you like what you see and hear, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button down below, please. If you want to see more content like this video is actually just a mere clip from a full live stream episode of my political show, Strike Force. Link down below for the full stream. Go check that out, and also subscribe and set the bell notification button to all to keep notified of this channel. I also have a BitChute channel under the same name, The Dark Conservatarian, and a Twitter and Subscribe star that may or may not be approved of yet. Links for those two as well in the description box. Hope to see you all later. Good day, and God bless.